Hi everybody, this video directions tutorial is on shifts in verb tense. Okay, so good writers usually avoid shifting verb tenses within a sentence, paragraph, or an essay. They decide at the start whether they will use present tense, past tense, or future tense, and they stick to that choice. Okay, that's what you do when you're deciding to write something. You decide whether or not you're going to be writing it in present tense, in which case the entire thing is usually written in present tense. Same thing with past or future. At times, however, there is usually a good reason to change verb tense in a sentence, or there can be a good reason. Sometimes the actions happen at different times. In this sentence, for example, there's two different verb tenses here, and that is fine. I am sure, that's in present, that I will win in the future, first place. So right now, I am currently sure, that is your subject verb, that I will win. I'm sure that I will win. Here's a second subject verb. I will win. And it's just in the same sentence, but we're using both present and future tense. And it still makes sense. Okay? So study the verb tense in each sentence and then decide whether or not it's present, past, or future. So, for example, the very first one, on April 1st, many people celebrate April Fool's Day. So if we take a look here, our subject and verb pair right now is people celebrate. All right, and if you think about this, what I'm going to underline here, that's our subject. Here's our verb, people celebrate. Take a look at, I'm going to get rid of that. Take a look at celebrate. To decide whether or not it's past, present, or future, just run through our list that we can use. All right, today I celebrate, yesterday I celebrated, and tomorrow I will celebrate. And which one of those matches up? Well, today I celebrate matches, which means, and we can even use the actual verb here, the actual subject, which is people. Today people celebrate, okay? That is present tense. So you are going to write present on the line like the directions say. Number 2 says, Britons first celebrated this day in the 1600s. So our subject-verb pair here is Britons, that's our subject, and then celebrated. Okay, so again, run through our list. Today, Britons celebrate. Yesterday, Britons celebrated. And tomorrow, Britons will celebrate. Okay, so because it matches up with the second one, that is past tense, so we're going to write past on the line. Yesterday, Britons celebrated. And that's all you're doing there. You're finding your subject-verb pair and deciding whether or not it's past, present, or future and writing it on the line. In part B, the directions say, read the paragraph and underline the present tense verbs and circle the past tense verbs. Now, annotate these directions so that you are sure about what to do. Underline the present tense verbs and circle the past tense verbs. You're doing two different things. So for present tense, we're underlining, and for past tense, you're circling. If you want to annotate your directions so it makes better sense to you, go ahead and do that. Okay, it was April Fool's Day. All right, our subject-verb pair is it was. Okay, so we need to either decide if it's present tense or past tense. Was. Okay, today it is, yesterday it was. Oh, so that must be past tense. So look over here. Circle the past tense verbs. So we need to circle that. Carrie planned to trick her friend Rich. Okay, our subject-verb pair here is Carrie planned. Today, Carrie plans. Yesterday, Carrie planned. Okay, that's past tense, and our directions say to circle the past tense verbs. Let's do one more. She puts a gift-wrapped box in her locker. All right, today this is our subject-verb pair, she puts. Today she puts, yesterday she put, tomorrow she will put. Okay, so today she puts. That's present tense. And we need to underline the present tense verb right there. Okay, you have to do the rest of the sentences in the paragraph, underlining the present tense and circling the past tense verbs. And that way, in part C, you're prepared to rewrite the paragraph above so that all verbs are either past tense or present tense. You need to determine what tense you want to write it in. It can be either one, either past tense or present tense. If you choose to write it all in past tense, make sure you are writing it all in past tense. If you write all the verbs if you decide to write it in present tense, make sure you write it all in present tense. Okay, so for example, I'm going to decide that I'm going to write it, let's write it in present tense. Okay, so if I'm writing it in present tense, everything needs to be in present tense. All right, was is a past tense verb. So now I need to make was into present tense. Yesterday it was, today it is April Fool's Day. Okay. So that's my first sentence. Carrie, all right, yesterday Carrie planned, today Carrie plans to trick her friend Rich. Okay, then the next sentence, that is already in present tense, so I can keep it that way. She puts a gift wrapped box in his locker. Good. All right, move this down so you can see it better. All right, and you would continue through the rest of the paragraph, writing down each sentence in word for word, just changing the verbs to either all past tense or all present tense, whichever you prefer.